Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Drop Code once again, and in this new tutorial video we're going to be taking a look at the database relationships. In our previous videos we talked about the database design, where I designed the complete tables of the database in the first video, and in the second videos we created our migration files, also our model files. And in this video I'm going to show you how we can connect all our tables together using relationships right here in Adonisjs. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So you remember in the previous video we have something we call the company ID, which is linking to the company table, and the department ID, which is also linking to department table, and position ID, also the same thing. And normally we are supposed to create what we call foreign keys to connect these different tables together. But in Adonisjs we have what we call relationships, and if you're coming from a Laravel background, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you're doing Adonis for the first time, I'm going to try my best to explain what these relationships are and how they work. In the link down below, I'm going to be linking the documentation for relationships in Adonisjs for you guys to go over there and read it up. But for now, I'm just going to try and go right into the video without too much explanation. I don't want this video to be too long. So let's head over into our app folder. In our app folder, we have some couple of folders inside of it. We have what we call the middleware, which we are going to talk about in future videos. And we have what we call the models. And the models is what we are dealing with today. So if we go into the models, we see all our models which we created in the previous video. But we are going to start with our user model. Inside the user model, there are already some bunch of codes there which helps with other functionalities, which I'm not going to stress you guys on yet, and we'll be explaining later in the video. But let us focus on the relationships. To create relationships in Adonisjs, all we need to do is create functions that are going to connect to those different other models for us. So first of all, we're going to create a company function, and in here we're going to return this dot. Remember we talked about the relationships, and I'm going to explain that again. We said every staff must belong to a particular company, meaning that every staff, while registering a staff must belong to a particular company. So for us to be able to track every staff of a company, we're going to need a database relationship to do that. So to do that, we're going to say this dot belongs to. So we're using the belongs to because we're saying a staff belongs to a particular company. I hope it's kind of understandable. A staff or a user belongs to a particular company. So these keywords have been built into Adonisjs. If you go into the documentation, you see more and more. There's belongs to, then there's belongs to many, there's there's many to many, and so much more like that. I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to read more about it. So but for now, we have this dot belongs to. Then in here we're going to put the the model we're trying to relate to, which is going to be the company model. So it's going to be the app inside the models folder, which we are currently in right now. Then we're going to target the company model, which is also here. Right here we have the company model here. So we are saying every user belongs to a particular company. So that's all you need to do for a relationship. So the next relationship we're going to do for user is a department. Then it's basically the same thing. Return this dot belongs to. We're going to also link that to the app slash models slash then department. So we're also going to do that for the position also, because every user is going to belong to a particular position. Then we're going to just change this to position with some errors here. Let me quickly clean that up. Position, and also here to position. So that's all for the user model. So we're basically saying every user belongs to a company, every user belongs to a department, and every user belongs to a position. Then we attach the models which we are describing inside of the belongs to brackets here that we have. It's as simple as that. So after this, we're going to head over to, let's go to the company. Let's deal with the company first. Go to the company, then inside the class, then we also have inside here we have departments. As you can see, this one is in plural form, just for more to make it more descriptive and more understandable. So we say return this dot. Here we're going to use the has many relationship here, because we're trying to say every company has many departments that has created. So as we create more departments, there is always a company ID attached to every single department. So in order for us to fetch the company that department belongs to, we need this relationship to make it easier for us. Instead of calling the company model, we just have to call this relationship, and the relationship is going to get that data for us. That's one of the big deal about relationships. So here we're going to say this dot has many. Then the same way we did in the previous file, we say app models slash, then we say department, like that. So we have that. Then we scroll down, then we also have, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me just make this bigger, just in case you can't really see what I'm doing here. I think this should be enough. This should definitely be enough. Okay, so let's continue. So we have department. Then let me remove the terminal since we're not using it for now. Then let me remove this menu also, so it can be so much clearer and you can be more focused on what I'm doing. So we also have positions, which is also return this dot has many, also the same thing, app slash models slash position. So we're just simply saying that every company has many positions, many departments, and also many users. So in order to do the users, let's just copy this entire area, Ctrl C, then come down here and paste it. Then here we see users. Then down here we target the user model. Okay, so we have department, positions, and users. So that should be all for company. And we're also done here with user, to belongs to a single company, belongs to a single department, and also belongs to a single position. So that's for that. So let's move on to the department. Okay, so we are here in the department. Then inside of the department, all we need to do is connect that to a company and a user. So we say company, then we say return this dot belongs to app slash, then we have our models once again slash, then the company, we have the company model right there. So we have linked that to a company. So we are saying every department belongs to a particular company, so we don't have issues of whereby different uncreated created departments by other companies are showing up in companies where they were not created. So return this dot has many, then here we see users. So we have app slash models slash user. So we're basically saying that every department has many users. So we can have as many users as we want attached to one department ID. That's exactly what it's saying. So that's we're done with departments. I think we're almost done here. So we're almost done. Then I think it's remaining positions.js. So here we're just going to say in the positions we're dealing with company. Then in here return this dot belongs to. Then we say the same thing app slash, then we have our models folder, then inside there we target the company model. Company, sorry, capital O there, company, like that. So then we have users, which will return this dot as many app slash models slash user. I think I made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, with the return. Okay, I think we're fine now. So that's all for the relationship. We're done with our relationship. So I know there are some of you who might be wondering, like, what are we doing here? You don't really understand. All the belongs to, the has many. So before I end this video here, instead of ending this video here, I'm just going to quickly go over to the documentation and see how much I can explain the different types of relationships we have in Adonisjs to you, so you can better understand everything we've done here. So I'm going to open up my browser and go into Adonisjs. I'm going to bring that over here for you guys to see. Then in the documentation right here, we have different aspects of Adonisjs to cover. There's a lot to cover, but we're going to cover almost everything here in this tutorial series. So first we're going to go into relationships. Let's just search for it up here. I think there's a way to search here. So relationships right here. We'll quickly load that up. So as you can see, we have different types of relationship. We have has one, has many, belongs to, which we used. Then we have the belongs to many through, query data, and so much more content here. So I'm not going to show you guys what this means. So to define a relationship, add the following, blah blah blah, that. So I'm not going to go through the examples and try to explain the examples to you guys. Okay. So here we say now we've defined the relationship between user. Okay, we cannot execute the following code. So right here, as you can see, we're trying to define the relationship between a user and a profile. So we are saying every user has a profile, has one profile. So as you can see, we are using the return this dot has one, then app model, then the profile model, which is being targeted here. Then down here, using the has one, then you can come here. This is in the controller where we're going to be fetching a user profile. So to fetch a user profile, all we need to do is get the user model. We don't need to check, we don't need to get the profile model also, because we already have a relationship with every user. So what we do is we have a constant user here, then we're using a sync await in this situation. Await user will find one. That means we're trying to find that one user, a particular user. So when we find that user, to get that user, to fetch that user profile, what we need to do now is await user.profile. This profile we see here is referring to the profile function right here at the top here. So if you remember in our code, is referring to this profile function which we have in the user model. So inside here you have a profile, then in your controller it's easier for you to just refer to that profile function from your model. Then you say user.profile.fetch. That is going to automatically get the profile ID that is registered with this particular user we found here, because we are using this user here, this user constant dot the profile which we have in our model dot fetch, which is automatically going to fetch the particular profile that belongs to that user. So I hope you guys understand what we mean by them using the relationships. Then there are many more relationships here. Here we have user and profile, showing you how they register the user ID here in the migrations, and using the profile model to connect those values. So there are many more things for you guys to learn. So please go ahead, go down to adonisjs.com. I'll drop the link down in the description for you guys to go ahead and check it out and familiarize yourself with the different types of relationships in the documentation. It's going to help you a lot if you're going to be using Adonisjs full time. So I think that's all for now. And lastly, you guys need to get what we call Postman. So Postman is just an application being used to test our development APIs. So in this video, we're going to be in this tutorial series, we're going to be developing what we call APIs, and those APIs are going to be consumed with our Vuejs frontend to display data and manipulate data about. But before we get to Vuejs, we're going to need something to test our APIs with, and I recommend you guys download Postman. I already downloaded mine, which I'll be installing. You make use of Linux operating system. I use Linux, which you guys, I know some of you use Windows and Mac, so download the one for your operating system and install. And if you need a tutorial guide on how to install this on a Linux system, just send me a message on Instagram, which is down here, drop code _, and I'll gladly reply and show you how to get that done. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today to watch my video. I really appreciate you for taking our time to watch this video. Hope you guys learned a lot, and I'll be seeing you in the next video, where we are going to start building our logic using the controllers and testing our APIs from there. See you guys. Take care. Goodbye.